Greetings, and welcome to episode 4. I'm your host, Jamie, and I am your wisdom warrior. Today's episode, time. What is it? Why does it rule us? The nature of time. Time, in all actuality, doesn't exist. It is our perception that makes it real. But time doesn't exist. If we were to eliminate the measure of time from our daily lives, 90% of our stress levels would vanish. Think about that. 90% of our stress level in our daily lives would vanish if we did not have time in our lives. If we did not measure time. Now think about that. Why do we have time? Time in our lives increases our stress, reduces our health, and shortens our lives. We live on an average of 75 years, give or take. Now, if we didn't measure time, we would live longer than that. Way longer than that. Because our chronometer in our aging process would slow down considerably. Because it is controlled by our perception of time. We age rapidly because of that reason. I know I don't have proof to prove it. All you can do is either believe what I say or not believe what I say. I can't prove it, but perception of time creates an inner chronometer in our bodies, in our genes. If we stop perceiving the measure of time, our inner chronometer that causes us to age would reduce considerably. We would still age, but we wouldn't age as fast. And we could live for hundreds of years instead of 75. Not to mention, our metabolisms and our immune systems would compensate also. Our metabolism will metabolize food and drink to provide us energy a lot faster. Our healing factor for anything, whether it be sickness, a cut, or broken bones, would also heal much more rapidly. Instead of taking several weeks to several months, it may take several days, or even faster. Who knows what the potential is? But the nature of time, through our perception, is paradoxical at best. Time does not exist. But our perception paradoxes that and makes time exist. We measure time by how the Earth rotates on its axis and rotates around the sun. 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year. We even have it down to milliseconds. It's 10 milliseconds for 1 second. 1 second. 30 seconds. Let's see. Ten milliseconds for 1 second. And it's 60 seconds for a minute. And there's 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, and so on and so forth. That's how time is measured through our perception. And I think that we need to eliminate time. Eliminating time would reduce our stress considerably. Our health would increase, our metabolism would increase, our immune system would increase, our healing factor would increase. We'd in essence return to our true state of normalcy, not the perceived normalcy that we live in now, but the state that we once were before we had the perception of time. Now, I think it's hard for people to not perceive time, because through the perception of time, people have zero to little patience because we perceive time. If time did not exist, then we wouldn't have to worry about having patience. Patience would come naturally. Why? Because we wouldn't have to worry about a time limit. Impatience comes through time limits. You gotta wait 2 minutes for your fast food. Sometimes you gotta wait 5 or 10 for fast food, when you only have 2 minutes, and you gotta wait 10 to 20 minutes for your breakfast at McDonald's. And that's where your impatience comes in. You have little patience for things because you are constrained by a time limit. That's what majority of people suffer on this planet. Time. The perception of time is your enemy. It hurts you. It makes you sick. It stresses you out. And you need to take yourself outside of that and get perspective. I know it's very hard in this current state of the world as it is now, because so much of the world runs on a clock. So it's hard to take yourself outside of that and still work with the world and its measurement of time. Now, it is possible to exist both ways. Remember, the mind is very powerful. Very, very powerful. You can do anything with your mind. Anything. It's all a matter of being willing to attempt it. And overcoming the rigors of measured time in a world controlled by the clock